What's up, guys? This is Bolt Struck with Duck, and this week, one MVP candidate is out. All right, so the Chargers got the Baltimore Ravens this week, and we'll go over what I mean by saying one of these quarterbacks is not going to be an MVP candidate after this week. So what I mean by that is one of the two keys to winning this game against the Ravens is hoping Lamar has one of those unimpressive games, which he had last week. He has pretty frequently against good teams. So I think if the Chargers win the game and Lamar has one of those games, I think it's too many bad games in a row. And for Justin Herbert, just the fact that Justin Herbert doesn't seem to get the same rules as every other quarterback, I just think a primetime loss, no matter how good he plays, will probably eliminate him. Because even just with how well he's been playing, nobody's talking about him like an MVP candidate. So it's one of those things where it's like the Chargers pretty much have to win if Justin Herbert wants to, if you want Justin Herbert to win MVP. And so we'll get into what I was talking about. There's kind of two keys to success with the Chargers winning this game is one, having Lamar Jackson play a bad game, which essentially means forcing him to throw the football, getting him to feel the pressure a little bit. And so that segues into my second key to the game is the Chargers' defensive health. So Cam Hart, who was playing awesome last week, got a little banged up. Khalil Mack did not play last game. He didn't even suit up. So if Khalil Mack can go, if Cam Hart can go, I believe our defense can pressure Lamar, make him throw. So obviously part of that is shutting down Derrick Henry, which is easier said than done. But like last week, they weren't giving Derrick Henry that many carries, so we'll see what happens this week. I think our D tackles have been pretty good. The Bengals have a really good young running back. I think the Chargers did reasonably well against him. So I think it just comes down to being healthy on the defense, especially Thule's playing really, really good. Joey Bosa played the full game and looked pretty good. So if we can get Khalil Mack back, if Cam Hart can play like he did last week, then I think the Chargers have a real shot. So, getting into my predictions for the game, this was the hardest week for me to predict because the Ravens have just been all over the place. Like, the Ravens secondary is horrible, but I went through some of the games and they've held teams like the Bills to 10 points. They've held some other good teams to low scores. Unlike when we talked about last week with the Bengals, every single team except for three, they allowed over 20 points a game, which is why I knew the Chargers would score over 20 points. So the Ravens a little bit trickier to figure out. So I'm kind of leaning towards a medium scoring game. Like I don't think it's going to be a slugfest, but I don't think it's going to be a ton of points. The Chargers did show they could score some points. I think the Chargers could put up 20 points, and I think the Chargers can hold the Ravens to 17. So my hesitant prediction is a Chargers 20-17 victory over the Ravens. I think the Chargers coming off a great win, I think they're going to ride that momentum. And while you could say the Ravens coming off a tough loss will come in fired up, you can also think that they're just, a little down. And I think, but obviously both great coaches. I think we have the coaching matchup. The Ravens have not been well coached this year. So on a long week with Monday night prime time, I could see Lamar Jackson falling into one of those slumps just when he's in a high pressure game, coming off a bad loss. You give our Harbaugh, some extra time to prep, our defensive guys some extra time to get healthy. I think Justin's going to play similar to how he played last week, maybe just a little bit more spread out. So my Justin Herbert predictions are it's going to pass for 265 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, no picks. So that's my recap of the game. Again, this was a tough one for me to predict. Just the combination of the weird Chargers schedule combined with the Ravens being inconsistent, those are my thoughts. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments below your score prediction for the game. Do you think we're going to win? Do you think we're going to lose? Make sure to like the video, subscribe for more Chargers content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.